Welcome back to Base Camp, WNC. As a bunch of you noticed, my website and my email address is Carolina Homestead Planner. I've had a few questions about it, and this is exactly where this comes from. We're working with a couple right now that just bought this property. It is completely undeveloped. There's no road to it, nothing on it. They bought this property right here on this gravel road. It is a private road, so they do pay a shared maintenance cost on it. They bought this piece of property. We'll take it up there and show you some stuff going on. But they just physically had it surveyed and invested a bunch of money in doing that. And I'm going to show you how I like to have it marked so you know where the property boundaries are. We're right here still at the road, and that is one of the corners that's down off the road. This gives him the right of way to come in. And what I'll show you closer what we're going to do. That is actually a corner, which is signified by 3 stakes. There's also 3 chops on the tree, and there'll be 3 flags. The property line, see if I can get my finger in the picture, then goes on down here into the woods to the next corner. Actually goes down there almost to the road below us, which is right over here in your picture. And I'm going to show you how we mark these corners. Okay, well, here is one of the actual corners. You can see the piece of stake down here, and they marked it with this cut off piece of poplar tree right here, which by this fall will rot and fall over. The next leaf fall coming down will cover this stake up. And after you've paid all this money to physically have this thing surveyed, you'll end up with another surveyor coming back out, redoing it to try to find the stakes. So what we like to do is we'll go ahead and stick in 3 pieces of rebar and put 3 pieces of PVC pipe around it to mark where this thing is. And I'll do that and show you what it looks like. Once again, stakes down here in the bottom. We'll take these 3 pieces of PVC pipe, go around it, which designates a corner. And it tells everybody that somewhere in between them 3 is the property marker. We take pieces of rebar, steel, and drive in the ground, then put the PVC pipe over top of it. We do like put caps on top. That keeps the rain from accumulating in there, freezing and breaking, and the pipes fall down. PVC pipes readily seen. It's not too bad to see it winter or summer. Owners decide to paint these yellow. But this line then goes right straight down the hill. Right on down here. We'll be heading down to that next corner. There's about 9 corners total on this piece of property. This is his, kind of hard to see now the trees are coming out. This side of the ridge he has what he calls the $1 million view. On the other side he has the $250,000 view. But what all this is really for is when the clearing contractor comes in, and just on the other side of the ridge is where we're going to clear for the house. Well, let me take you over there. Well, this is the other side of the house. If you look down here, it's kind of hard to see. A couple of weeks ago we were here, all the vegetation wasn't out. But this actually kind of flattens out down here. And about where we're standing at right now will be the house and the workshop. Gardens will all be down in here where he calls the nose area. That'll all get cleared off. But the reason for all this property boundary marking is when the excavating contractor shows up to clear, if you want to really try to get along with your neighbors, the first thing you need to do is mark all the property lines, and you need to stay on your property. So when the man's in the machine and trees are coming down, they're grinding and chipping up, he can very easily get past the line. And actually when he comes to start doing this stuff, we'll actually take 3-4 rolls of toilet paper and hang all the way up and down the lines. We'll just stream it all over all the little branches and sticks and twigs. And after he's done a couple good rainstorms, everything, all the toilet paper will fall on the ground and rot. You don't have to go back and take all the plastic flagging down. And it gives him no excuse for being on the other side of the line. But the next couple weeks here, next month, we'll be meeting with the county And power people get power run into the property. It's all buried up here in this end of the mountain, so they'll have to come up that road. There's a house above him, so the electric's out there on the road. We just have to tap into it, find out about getting power brought in, where we're going to put the well, septic tank, the houses will sit. Part of that, we'd like to maybe have some of the land cleared to be able to see better. And part of that we kind of need to do before we clear it, because he doesn't want to clear all the woods. So, but this is what we actually do. We meet with the people. We plan all this. One of the big problems we're going to have is, you can see with the canopy here, the man does want some solar. He wants capabilities to go off grid. So that'll be like I said, this area down here will have his garden, so it'll be partially cleared. So we're hoping to get enough sunlight to be able to generate some on it. Today, while I'm marking all the property lines, we're going to be looking for a spring head, trying to come up with some gravity water for him. He'll have to pump it back up the hill, but just in case something happened with the grid or something, he doesn't want to have to rely on a 600-foot deep well. So we're going to try to find him some water and try to stay hidden enough from the road and hidden enough from the neighbors, and kind of have a nice place to come to and not be living in a subdivision. So this is what we do. This is how we plan things. The best thing to do, this is a raw piece of land, so it's up to you how it's laid out. And it's a whole lot easier now to do a bunch of planning and figuring before it is having regrets that you wish you were further off the road or wish you weren't that far off the road. One thing good about his property here is he'll only be 4 or 5 foot below the access road, so he won't have a big problem getting out in the winter. You don't have to crawl up a driveway or slide down a hill. He'll be able to get out to that gravel road. Like I said, the people here all maintain the road privately, so there is a contractor that clears all the snow out for them and keeps the road clear 365 days a year. So all he has to really do is worry about his driveway. Well, the surveyor, when he was in here, that right down here alongside them stakes is the original pin. He did find it. He did spray paint it. But from when it was surveyed a long time ago, the usual thing is, you can see them, they're about grown out. There's a cut in the tree here, one here, signifying the corner. He did paint it. That flagging tape right here, all this flagging tape will take a year or two for it to fall down. But he did have to scratch around and find that stake. So these pieces of PVC pipe will mark a whole lot easier where it is. It's down off the crest of the ridge. It'd probably be pretty hard to do anything here. But if you can see in this thing, they physically cut this line on down past this tree. And you can compare it to the vegetation here and what it looks like. That was an expense to have all this done. And by the end of summer, you probably won't see this line anymore if it's not marked. Everything will grow back up. All the neighboring trees right here will put branches out to grab the sunlight. And without it being marked proper so you can be able to see it in the future, you'll never find this line. And right now, it's a whole lot easier to mark it now that it's been cleared with somebody else's sweat and labor. A little bit of a lesson here on property line marking and forestry boundaries. This is the line going down here. This chop on the tree here signifies the line is on this side of the tree. When they'll have a big tree on the other side, they'll have cut marks on that, signifying the line is on the right-hand side of that tree. If you're walking down the line and you then see one on this side of the tree and one on the other side, that will signify that that is a line tree, that the line does hit the center of that tree. So we're going to walk on up this thing here and see if I can show you some more. This is a real good example of marking the line. The line actually goes through the woods right here. And what I mean by that is Here's the chops on the tree, signifying it's on the right-hand side of that tree. Here's the chops on this tree, signifying it's on the right. And if you can see it, and I got my finger pointed the right place, right here's the tree. Chops are on this side, signifying it's on the left-hand side. So that line actually is right down here, right down through the center of it all. And you can see it. Let's see if I can get the camera right, but it's right here. And it shows you the left and right-hand side, signifying the lines right there in the middle of it. This surveyor here really did an excellent job. He must work in the woods a lot. A lot of surveyors that do residential lots and little pieces of ground don't know how to do this. This surveyor right here has done a bunch of work in the woods and is very educated in how to mark these lines in a timber situation. Appreciate you watching. If we can help you out in any way, I've teamed up and worked with real estate agents from the coast all the way into the mountains of western North Carolina, whether you want to be in the upstate or wherever. They're kind of familiar with off-grid, remote, desolate places, or if you just want a 1 acre lot somewhere, give us a call. Let me know. Email's at the bottom. As usual, if you like the video, share it. Tell your friends about it. We're getting real close up to that century mark. We're going to almost hit 100 subscribers. Thank you for watching.